Hello, welcome to your Info Hub edition for Monday. Here are your top stories. Government visits families of victims of the recent piracy attack. Nurses to finally get scholarship opportunities after decades. National Anti-Narcotics Agency clears the air about a drug bust recirculating on social media. More Region 8 communities to get electrical power, and GWI customers to clear outstanding balances before October. The details of these stories and more right after this. We begin tonight's Info Hub by telling you that the government, represented by Minister of Public Security Kamraj Ramchatan, on Sunday last met with family members and colleagues of the fishermen who were brutally attacked by pirates off the coast of Suriname recently. Reports emanating from the neighboring state of Suriname stated that Minister Ramchatan, while at Guyana's embassy in Suriname, met and sympathized with the family and friends of at least 5 of the 20 victims in Paramaribo. He was accompanied by Guyana's ambassador to Suriname, Keith George, and his staff. The minister will also meet with representatives of the Surinamese government on Monday, during which agreements will be made to further address the situation. President David Granger on Thursday last described the recent attack as a grave one. The piracy attack took place off the Atlantic coast of Suriname on April 27. It left 16 fishermen missing and feared dead. 3 bodies were salvaged on April 26 by the Coast Guard and members of the Maritime Police. Moving on to other news this evening, nurses will eventually be able to further their studies thanks to scholarships similar to those offered for other medical professionals, such as doctors. Here's this report.
Public Health Minister Valda Lawrence hinted at the proposed scholarship opportunities for nurses at the launch of the International Nurses Week observances recently.
We are working on the scholarship for nurses. We want to come out with a policy that will go in tandem with the bill so that you can specialize. We are operating in a very old system. We have to ensure that we work with the Ministry of Public Service to ensure that we don't only cater for doctors for studies, but we also cater for our nurses.
The minister noted that nurses carry a critical responsibility in providing health services. She described them as the executors of the government's health policies.
The general public now demands of you in your execution. They look upon you as nurses to take action, and they believe that the responsibility lies with you to enable them to access our health system.
As International Nurses Week is being observed throughout the world, there are special observances ongoing all week across the administrative regions. Nurses Week will come to an end on May 12, 2018. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Now for some information technology news. The Community ICT Hubs project is aimed at enhancing citizens' access to government services online, but also personal development. Stacey Carmichael has more for us.
National Data Management Authority NDMA Chairman Floyd Levi, speaking recently, said the Community ICT Hubs project is not only intended to provide access to government services, but allows citizens to improve their livelihoods.
Citizens are given an opportunity in their communities throughout the length and breadth in all 10 regions of Guyana to go to a government facility within their community where the internet is provided for free, the computers are provided for free. It's a safe space within their community where they can actually, better themselves by studying. If there are children who are doing CSEC or adults who are doing vocational training, you can go there, use those facilities.
With the provision of this service, Levi said students will be able to improve their performance at school, while entrepreneurs and those interested in entrepreneurship can take their services online.
We all know that the internet offers us an opportunity to do online shopping. We've been to communities where residents are actually using our community ICT hubs to ship in components, replacement parts for equipment that they have bought and they've operated and may have gone defective.
During a visit in February to the Upper Takatu, Upper Essequibo region, residents of Toka village, including a herbal specialist, highlighted the usefulness of the internet in that community. To date, 106 secondary schools, 98 primary schools, as well as 34 regional education offices, tertiary, TVET, and skills training institutions have benefited from this program. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
In news just coming into hand, partners in the coalition government, a Partnership for National Unity and Alliance for Change, concluded a meeting this afternoon to commence negotiations aimed at arriving at an agreement for contesting local government elections. APNU and AFC signed the Cummingsburg Accord in 2015, which was the basis for the two parties contesting the national and regional elections as a coalition. The Cummingsburg Accord, however, does not cover an agreement for local government elections, and they are working on arriving at an agreement to contest these elections, which is due this year. LGE were held in 2016 after an absence of almost 2 decades under the PPP regime. Stefan Gabriel now tells us that chairperson of the Region 4 Regional Democratic Council, Genevieve Allen, wants residents to take full advantage of government's investment in agriculture.
The Region 4 administrator made the call at a ceremony to commission a new drainage pump station at Friendship Vigilance.
I will urge all of the farmers within these communities that are going to benefit from this project that you take full opportunity that is given to your communities. And we look forward to seeing an increase in agriculture production coming from this lower part of the east coast of Demerara.
Allen also challenged beneficiaries to realize the possibilities offered within the agricultural sector.
It was touted some years ago that Guyana will become the breadbasket of the Caribbean. I urge you, with this great investment by the government of Guyana, let us make it not only a thought, not only mere words, but a realization with the investments in agriculture that is being made in our communities.
The Minister of Agriculture, government officials, and other stakeholders Friday last commissioned a $240 million pump station at Friendship Vigilance, the second to be commissioned on the east coast of Demerara. It has one 70.6 cusac pump with the capacity to discharge water at a rate of 31,700 gallons per minute. The pump is expected to bring relief to Buxton South, Paradise, Bachelor's Adventure, and Vigilance South, among other communities previously affected by floods during the rainy seasons. For InfoHub, Stefan Gabriel.
Electricity distribution in Region 8 will soon be expanded to include all communities. Renetta LaFleur spoke to the general manager of the Madhya Power and Light Company, Courtney Handy, about plans to make this a reality.
Currently, we have plans to extend our services to new areas. That would include, there should be a new housing scheme that is developing not too far away from the airstrip. And then we want to go over the creek. There are two creeks, that's Campbelltown area, up on Lower Campbelltown. And also, of course, there's plans which the government is negotiating right now with the developer for Chumachumari Hydro. We intend to go as far as the Brian Sukri Junction area as well.
Madhya Power and Light currently distributes electricity at 20 hours on weekdays and 24 hours on weekends. Handy cited the acquisition of fuel on a timely basis as a major challenge.
We mainly get our supply from Guy Oil, and it's all the way to Georgetown, and it's a whole thing. You got to come through Linden, then through up to Maburu, and then you come this area. But once we can get that on time, basically, everything is fine.
MPL currently has a 400 and a 625 generator sets, which runs at 46 and 56 liters an hour respectively. It is mainly supported through government subvention and revenues accrued.
From Madhya Power Plant, Renetta LaFleur reporting for InfoHub.
Stacey Carmichael joins us again to tell us that the signing of a MOU between the CARICOM Development Fund and the Commonwealth Secretariat could boost cooperation.
The MOU between the CARICOM Development Fund and the Commonwealth Secretariat signals the commitment of the two sides to work together to build capacity in the area of climate change, mitigation and adaptation within CARICOM member states. It was signed between CDF Chief Executive Officer Rodinald Sumer and Commonwealth Secretary General Right Honourable Patricia Scotland.
We are working together on issues, but almost on parallel lines. We know that capacity has been an issue for all of us, that none of us have as much money, as much people, or as much information as we need to make a holistic response to the complexity and the depth of the problems that we are currently facing.
Sumer noted that the initiative will contribute to sustainable and inclusive development across the Caribbean region.
What it will allow us to do is treat more specifically and directly with disadvantaged regions and sectors, even in the currently classified MDCs of CARICOM, so that there's region-wide benefit from the work of the CDF.
The program between the two bodies will run for 5 years, and the collaboration seeks to strengthen the design and implementation of ongoing and new country programs. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
Natisha Isaacs tells us that GWI customers who have an outstanding balance with the utility company are being urged to clear their debts before October 2018.
Managing Director of GWI, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, explained the payment of outstanding balances is statute barred, and as such, GWI cannot legally collect balances that are over 3 years old.
I want to remind customers that, as we focus on GWI's debt and so forth, don't allow your debt to go into 2019. Because if you owed from 2015 and your debt in 2015 is not paid by the end of 2018 or around October of 2018, those services will no longer be available to you. It's an opportunity for us to put things right and encourage people to pay what you owe. And so we're giving back also. As people pay us, we are going to give back.
Customers who are disconnected going forward will be required to re-establish the service as a new customer. Additionally, promotional approaches to encourage customers to pay outstanding balances will be used.
We cannot be carrying over debt because many customers come and present their debt of $200,000, $300,000, and we have to find ways and means of dealing with that. But we want to be within the law.
For InfoHub, Natisha Isaacs.
The National Anti-Narcotics Agency has noted that a Facebook video clip may have inadvertently created unjustified distortions to Guyana's image, its policies and programs being conducted to reduce the negative impact of narcotics trafficking locally and the wider region. The 3-year-old video clip recently resurfaced on social media. The agency noted that Guyana's efforts were recently recognized by the United Nations International Narcotics Control Board, following an assessment visit to Guyana, which resulted in a report dated March 5, 2018, on the narcotics situation in Guyana. The report stated that, and I quote, "The board found that government has assigned high political priority to addressing the drug problem in a comprehensive manner, as demonstrated by the passing of relevant legislation, the development of concrete policies and programming actions," end of quote. NANA explained that emerging trends and international best practices broadly support shifts in counter-drug policy with an emphasis on neutralizing the damaging public health effect of drug use, strengthened by overlapping harm reduction systems and intensified international cooperation. The agency notes that Guyana's drug policy has been modified in accordance with these emerging trends and best practices. Connect with us 24/7 on our website, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp for more details as we bring you updates on developments across Guyana. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.